Good morning, students. Today we'll see the second unit in history, that is the world between two world wars. So, the first world war starts in the year of 1914 to 1918. It starts in 1914 and ends in 1918. The second world war starts in the year of 1939 and ends in the year of 1945. So we are going to see the world between these two world wars. We'll see the introduction part now. The First World War shattered the global capitalist system based on European imperialism. So the First World War shattered means அதை வந்து ஃபுல்லாக க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிருச்சு அப்படி சொல்லலாம். Shattered the global capital system based on European imperialism. The European powers were gravely weakened by the war financially and politically. So after the First World War, the European powers become very weak in regarding to financial and political. The conflict between the workers and the ruling classes that controlled the government became intense. So there was a problem which created between the workers and the ruling classes. As a result of this, fascism emerged in Italy and Germany. So fascism is nothing but it is a single party dictatorship. So single party dictatorship is nothing but a powers are dumped under a single person, under a single power. Okay, anti-colonial struggles got intensified as the colonial powers were weakened by the war. Colonial powers is nothing but the powers which involved in the world war. So as these powers are weakened, anti-colonial struggles, anti-colonial means which is opposite to this colonial, அதாவது இவங்களுக்கு எதிர்பார்ட்டி, அவங்கள எதிர்க்கிறவங்க. Okay, anti-colonial struggles got intensified as the colonial powers were weakened by the war. As we saw in the last chapter, the crisis in the Western world had led to the outbreak of World War I. Now, turn to the social and political developments in the world after the end of the war. We'll move to the next topic, that is the Great Depression. Development in the post-World War I. The First World War led to the expansion of certain industries in the hope that the wartime boom would continue. So in the First World War, many industries have expanded. Industries in the sense, it is the industry to satisfy the requirement of a war. அதாவது வார்க்கு தேவையான ரெக்குயர்மெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும் இல்லையா, ஸோ அதெல்லாம் இது பண்ணுற இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் வந்து நிறைய ஆனாங்க. ஓகே, however when the war came to an end, the industries that grew to meet wartime requirements had to be abandoned or modified. So when a war came to an end, the industries that were grew to meet the wartime requirements is abandonedனா ஃபுல்லாக க்ளோஸ் ஆகிடணும், இல்லை மாடிஃபை ஆகிடணும். ஏன்னா வார் முடிஞ்சு போச்சுல்ல, ஸோ இனிமேல் அந்த ரெக்குயர்மெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு வேலை இருக்காது இல்லையா, ஸோ அந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸும் வந்து க்ளோஸ் ஆகுது. The situation was made worse by the political complications caused by the Treaty of Versailles. So this situation made too worse because of the Treaty of Versailles. A new wave of economic nationalism which expressed itself in protectionism or in tariff barriers affected world trade. The war also placed a heavy burden of debt on every European country. Heavy burden of debt அப்படின்னா கடன். ஸோ யூரோப்பியன் கண்ட்ரீஸ் வந்து நிறைய வேறு அவங்களோட நெய்பரிங் கண்ட்ரீஸில் நிறைய கடன் வாங்கியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ the war also placed a heavy burden of debt. Stock market crash in the US. The first huge crash occurred on 24 October 1929. This discouraged investors and consumers to such an extent that more and more people began to sell their shares and dispose of their stock. So stock market has a crash in the US. So this discouraged the investors and consumers. So invest பண்ணுறவங்களையும் consumers பண்ணுறவங்களையும் இது வந்து ரொம்ப டிஸ்கரேஜ் ஆகிட்டாங்க இதனால். ஸோ வாட் தே ஆர் டூயிங், தே டிசைடட் டு செல் தேயர் ஷேர்ஸ் and to dispose their stock, but there were no buyers. They are ready to sell, but there were no buyers are willing to buy the shares. This was followed by the failure of American banks. So after this, American banks met the failure. The American financiers were forced to recall their own funds invested abroad. So they are in a situation of to get back their own funds which are invested in abroad. Breakdown of the international system of exchange. Despite emergency measures such as cutbacks in expenditure and increased taxation, the situation did not improve in England. So what they are doing, the emergency measures are taken in England to improve the situation. So what are all the emergency measures are? Cutbacks in expenditure and increased taxation. Cutbacks in expenditure means செலவுகளை சுருக்குறாங்க and increased taxation. So taxes are increased. But doing this measures, they didn't see any improvement in the situation. So England decided to leave the gold standard. Immediately, a great number of countries left the gold standard. So England decided to leave the gold standard. Following by this, many countries left the gold standard. Each nation adopted a policy of protectionism and devaluation of currency. So all the nations are adopting a policy which is protectionism and devaluation of currency means decreasing the value of a currency. Devaluation forced creditors to stop lending. So the money lenders stopped to lend money to others. Money lenders means கடன் கொடுப்பாங்கல்ல. So lending அப்படின்னா கடன் கொடுக்கிறது. So அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, கடன் கொடுக்கறத நிறுத்திட்டாங்க because the valuation of a currency is decreased. This led to a worldwide credit contraction. Thus, the defensive measures adopted by various nations to safeguard their economic interests led to an unprecedented decline in the world economic activity. So even though they took many safety measures to safeguard their economy, it led to an unprecedented decline. அதாவது எதிர்பாராத ஒரு சரிவு அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். Unprecedented decline in the world economic activity. As its effect was deep and prolonged, economists and historians call it as the Great Depression. So it was deep and prolonged. Prolonged means ரொம்ப நாளைக்கு அந்த சிச்சுவேஷன் அப்படியே ஃபாலோ ஆகிருக்குது. ஓகே, ஸோ எக்கனாமிஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஹிஸ்டோரியன்ஸ் கால் இட் ஆஸ் அ கிரேட் டிப்ரெஷன். Gold standard is a monetary system where a country's currency or paper money carried a value directly linked to gold. So gold standard is a system where a country's currency or paper money carried a value which is directly linked to gold. So it has an equal value of gold. Repercussion in politics. The depression changed the political conditions in several countries. So the Great Depression changed the political condition in several countries. In England, the Labour Party was defeated in the general election of 1931. In the USA, the Republican Party was rejected by the people in successive election for about 20 years after the Depression. So the country which is in a winning list for about 20 years was rejected by the people after the Depression. Anti-colonial movements and decolonization process in Asia. Anti-colonial movements means the movements which is created opposite to colonial powers. Decolonization process means to abolish the colonization. அதாவது anti-colonial movementsனா colonial powersக்கு எதிராக ஒரு group create ஆயிருப்பாங்க, அதுதான் anti-colonial movementsனு சொல்கிறோம். Decolonization process in Asia. Decolonization அப்படின்னா என்னன்னு சொல்கிறோன்னா, அந்த colonizationங்கிறதையே மொத்தமாக அழிச்சிடணும், அது நம்மளுக்கு வேண்டாம் அந்த மாதிரி. French Indochina, rise of anti-colonialism. Indochina, today's Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam, had shown its discontent right from the beginning of the French occupation 1887. So when the France is occupied, India and China had shown its opposition from the beginning. ஸோ ஃப்ரான்ஸ் எப்போ ஆக்குபை பண்ணாங்களோ அப்போலேருந்தே இந்தியா சைனா வந்து அவங்களோட எதிர்ப்பை காட்டிகிட்டு இருக்காங்க. while the Indo-Chinese resisted the imposition of French language and culture, they learned from them the ideas of revolution. So Indo and Chinese people don't like the French language and culture which is imposed to them. அதாவது அவங்க மேலே திணிக்கப்படுற ஃப்ரெஞ்ச் லாங்குவேஜையும் கல்ச்சரையும் அவங்களுக்கு பிடிக்கலனாலும் ஈவன் தோ தே didn't like that, they learned a lot from the French people, that is the ideas of revolution. During the First World War, about 1 lakh Indo-Chinese fought in France and returned with first-hand knowledge of how the French had fought and suffered during the war. So 1 lakh Indo-China people had participated in the First World War and they got the knowledge of how the French had fought and suffered during the war. Communist ideas from mainland China were also a major influence. Many became convinced that the considerable wealth of Indochina was benefiting only the colonial power. So the wealth of Indochina is benefiting only the colonial power. Decolonization is a process through which colonial powers transferred institutional and legal control over their colonies to the indigenous nationalist government. So decolonization is a process to which the colonial powers has to hand over the colonies to the nationalist government. So அந்த countries வந்து அவங்க government கிட்டே கொடுத்துட்டு அவங்க போயிடணும். That is the process of decolonization. The emergence of Viet Minh. The mainstream political party in Indochina was the Vietnam Nationalist Party. Formed in 1927, it was composed of the wealthy and middle class sections of the population. In 1929, the Vietnamese soldiers mutinied and there was a failed attempt to assassinate the French Governor General. This was followed by a large-scale peasant revolt led by the communists. The revolt was crushed, followed by what is called White Terror. Thousands of rebels were killed in the war. So the Vietnamese soldiers mutinied. Mutinied na, they formed a group and they tried to kill the French Governor General, but the attempt was failed. And followed by this, there was a large-scale peasant revolt. Peasant is nothing but farmers. Large-scale farmer revolt led by the communists. The revolt was crushed, followed by what is called White Terror. Crushed followed na, அந்த ரிவால்ட்டை வந்து அவங்க ரிவால்ட் பண்ணுறவங்கள வந்து அடக்குறாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். ஓகே, crushed followed by what is called White Terror. So this revolt is called White Terror and thousands of rebels were killed. After the White Terror, Ho Chi Minh left for Moscow and spent the 1930s in Moscow and China. So he went for Moscow and China. When France was defeated by Germany in 1940, Ho Chi Minh and his lieutenants used this turn of events to advance the Vietnamese cause. Crossing over the border into Vietnam in January 1941, they organized the League for the Independence of Vietnam or Viet Minh. This gave renewed emphasis to a distinct Vietnamese nationalism. So Ho Chi Minh and his lieutenants. Lieutenants is nothing but his friends, used this as a chance for the independence of Vietnam. So crossing over the border in Vietnam in January 1941, they organized a league which is known as Independence of Vietnam or Viet Minh. Decolonization in India. Diarchy in provinces. The decolonization process started in India from the beginning of 20th century with the launch of Swadeshi movement in 1905. The outbreak of the First World War brought about rapid political as well as economic changes. In 1919, the Government of India Act introduces diarchy. Diarchy is nothing but two joint rulers that provided for elected provincial assemblies as well as for the Indian ministers to hold certain portfolios under transferred subjects. So this diarchy provided for elected provincial assemblies as well as for the Indian ministers to hold the certain portfolios. Portfolios is nothing but departments under the transferred subjects. The Indian National Congress rejected diarchy and decided to boycott the legislature. But the Indian National Congress don't want this diarchy and they decided to boycott the legislature. Boycott na avanga adha vendam appdin purakanichirudhu. Lack of measures to industrialize India. Despite the discriminating protection given to certain select industries such as sugar, cement and chemicals, there was no change in the colonial economic policy. But in case of indigenous industries, support was only in the form of providing technical advice and education and the establishment of pioneer factories in new industries. So the indigenous industries support only in the form of technical advice and education. However, even this policy was soon abandoned as many British enterprises were opposed to this. So this policy is abandoned soon. Impact of depression on Indian agriculture. The Great Depression also dealt a death blow to Indian agriculture and the indigenous manufacturing sector. So due to this Great Depression, Indian agriculture and also manufacturing sector is also affected. The value of farm produce declined by half, while the land rent to be paid by the peasant remained unchanged. So the value of farm which is produced by the farmers declined by half. So the amount is declined by half, while the land rent to be paid by the peasant. The farmers want to pay the land rent, no, but it remained unchanged. In terms of prices of agricultural commodities, the obligation of the farmers to the state doubled. So farmers want to pay to the government, no, so the amount is doubled. The great fall in prices promoted Indian nationalists to demand protection for the internal economy. So the fall in prices promoted the Indian nationalists to demand protection. In 1930, saw the emergence of the Indian National Congress as a militant mass movement. ஸோ இந்த கிரேட் டெப்ரெஷன்னால அக்ரிகல்ச்சர்லேயும் ரொம்ப அஃபெக்ட் ஆகிருக்காங்க. ஓகேயா, ஸோ ஃபார்மர்ஸ் வந்து அவங்க ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணுற ஃபார்முக்கு ஹாஃப் த அமௌண்ட்டு தான் அவங்களுக்கு கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஓகே, ஆனால் அவங்க பே பண்ணுற ரெண்ட் மட்டும் அப்படியே இருக்குது. ஸோ அதில் எந்த சேஞ்சஸுமே அவங்க பண்ணலை. அண்ட் ஆல்சோ அக்ரிகல்ச்சரல் கமோடிட்டிஸ்க்காக ஃபார்மர்ஸ் வந்து ஸ்டேட்க்கு அமௌண்ட் பே பண்ணணும். ஸோ அதுவும் வந்து அவங்களுக்கு டபுள் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. So, the great fall in prices promoted Indian nationalists to demand protection. So, இதனால Indian nationalists என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, நம்ம இன்டர்னல் எக்கனாமியை ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணி ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இந்தியன் நேஷனல் காங்கிரஸ் என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, ஒரு மிலிட்டன்ட் மாஸ் மூமெண்ட்டை ஆரம்பிக்கிறாங்க. Government of India Act 1935. The British had to appease the Indian nationalists and the outcome was the passage of the Government of India Act 1935. This provided for great power to the local governments and the introduction of direct election. In 1937 election, the Congress won a resounding victory in the most of the provinces. However, the decision of Britain to involve India in the Second World War without consulting the popular Congress ministers forced the latter to resign from the office. So, the Indian National Congress decided to form a militant mass movement. No, so the British had to appease the Indian nationalist. Appease-na சமாதானப்படுத்தணும். ஸோ அவங்கள சமாதானப்படுத்தணும். ஸோ வாட் தே ஆர் டூயிங், தே ஆர் அலோவிங் தி கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியா ஆக்ட் 1935. ஸோ this provided for greater power to the local government and the introduction of direct election. So direct election and the local government got the power due to this Government of India Act 1935. So in the 1937 election, Congress won a resounding victory. Okay, so Congress is win in the 1937 election. So however, the decision of Britain to involve India in the Second World War. So British decided to involve India in the Second World War, but without consulting the Congress ministries. So they decided to resign from the office. ஸோ காங்கிரஸ் மினிஸ்ட்ரிஸ் கிட்ட கன்சல்ட் பண்ணாமல் பிரிட்டிஷ் இந்தியாவை செகண்ட் வேர்ல்டு வாரில் இன்வால்வ் பண்ணுறதுனால ஸோ அவங்க என்ன பண்ணிடுறாங்க, ரிசைன் பண்ணிடுறாங்க.